Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to break down the two-game CSGO main slate on Saturday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos breaking down NBA, NFL, PGA, and esports daily fantasy sports slates. Esports including Call of Duty, League of Legends, and this one, Counter-Strike CSGO. Also, just want to say thank you guys for all the support. We are now at 3.32 thousand subscribers on YouTube. Just crazy to think about. If you guys are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, I do upload all my videos now to Apple Podcasts as well. Really appreciate if you guys leave a 5-star review there as I continue to grow that as well as this YouTube channel. So with that all out of the way, let's jump into the video. Before we get into players and their prices, what we can do is we can look back at my lineup here from Friday. So this is my final lineup for Friday. I put Simple in the captain spot with Floppy, Sonic, Elige, Nitro, and Nico. So, yeah, it was a pretty good day for me. I finished 21st in the $33 tournament. It could have been a lot better. Hold on. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. But it could have been a lot better if that first game went more to plan, I guess. So let's review... Let's go over how the first game went. Navi and FaZe. FaZe won 2-0. I knew the Navi guys were going to be a lot more popular. I wanted to go Nico because I knew he'd be low owned. Nico was like 20% owned, 22% owned. Obviously, I knew. I said Simple is going to be chalky, 87% owned. I actually thought it'd be a little bit higher, but yeah, FaZe won 2-0. You got to figure that Nico has a really good game. Or Cold Zero, right? No. It was BMAS who went 45 and 30, carried the team, then Brokey, then Rain. So you had Nico and Cold when FaZe won 2-0 being the bottom two on the team. Nico going even, Cold Zero going -3. So a really, really odd scoreline there. And a little bit tilting for me, right? If Nico, you got to figure, again, if FaZe wins 2-0, he's more often than not going to have a pretty big game. So that was a little bit tilting. Simple, once again, I can't seem to get him right the last 3 games. I actually made a tweet. I played Simple 2 of the last 3 games. He was like kind of had his floor game. And the one game I faded him, he went for like 175 in the captain spot. And then BMUS was a guy that I've mentioned a few times as a value play. I played him 3 games ago and he went 9 and 31. Faded him the last 2 slates and he went like +5 2 games ago and then 45 and 30. It's just like, that's DFS in a nutshell, right? Sometimes it's just like so tilting like that. But yeah, really weird scorelines here that FaZe won and you had Nico and Cold at the bottom. The Navi guys, I mean, we know Electronic and Simple carry the squad. They got 2-0'd, but still both of them had decent games. And then the other guys in my lineup, so I went with the chalk there in Team Liquid. Well, I wouldn't say I went with the chalk and Liquid, but not the chalky guys. The chalky guys were Nath and Twist. This is my roster construction. It didn't allow me to go there. I really wanted to get Elige in there. I actually thought he would be a lot more popular, only 35% owned in this tournament. I took a shot at Nitro, was just praying he did decent. He had a really good game. 71 for Nitro. He's like 5K range. I forget what he was exactly. But yeah, they won pretty easily 2-0 against Gen G. Yeah, 16-6, 16-14. Everyone went positive. So if you want with a 2 or 3 man Liquid stack, you were probably in really good shape. And then lastly, I went C9. So I went a little bit contrarian there. I knew the MIBR guys were going to be a lot more popular, but C9 is just my team. Again, Floppy, I kind of hinted I was going to play him. 16% owned, 73 fantasy points. Sonic at 5.8K, 62. So we'll take that all day. Really, again, the 2 letdowns in my lineup, surprisingly, Simple and Nico. If they just have decent or average games for their standards, could have probably took down a tournament here. But yeah, can't complain. $33 into 70. Also cash in the late slate lineup. Only entered the $10 tournament. But I just want the strict 3-3 stack there with C9 and Liquid. Both teams won 2-0, so it worked out. I think the nuts was Elige in the captain and then MOTM instead of Sonic. Yeah, so I was close to taking it down. I finished 100th, 144th place there. But yeah, that's really the wrap up for the look back here on Friday CSGO slate. So what we can do is we can exit out of this. Oh, we can go over the MIBR Cloud9 since Cloud9 is playing once again in this slate. Flop, you want plus 13, MOTM plus 13, OC plus 8, Sonic plus 1, JT minus 3. So, kind of expect, what you would expect from C9, right? All right, so let's take a look at the odds here. We only have odds for the first game here, Big and FaZe Clan. We have FaZe Clan minus 180 favorites, but they played recently, and Big won easily 2-0. So it's going to be interesting to see what the ownership is going to be like in this game. I think it's going to be close to 50-50. I think maybe slightly FaZe might be still higher owned because of the favorites. But again, this matchup just happened, and Big won easily. Now, the Liquid C9 game is not out here yet because C9 just finished their game. If I had to guess, Liquid is definitely going to be favorites. I would say somewhere around the minus 150 to minus 175. Somewhere around that range would be my best guess. But, all right, so let's talk about FaZe here first. We have Nico and Cold at the top. Nico at 8.8, Cold at 8K. Both were, again, disappointing today. But I like going right back to the wall with Nico. You got to figure, again, they won 2-0, but for him having, just a subpar, he went even, you got to think he's going to have a breakout game here soon. So I do like Nico a lot there at that price, and he is the top guy here for FaZe. Really good overall numbers as well. 0.78 kills per round, 0.67 deaths per round. Another, again, a very aggressive player. He holds a lot of the power positions on the map. So, if, the bombs where teams usually go, the sites, I should say. That's where Nico is, or he's holding middle on maps where a lot of teams go mid. So he's usually in those power positions. So yeah, obviously I like Nico a lot at that price point. Now the other guys in FaZe, Cold Zero at 8K, we have Brokey at 7K. So this is tricky. When they're priced about the same, I always lean towards Cold, but now you got $1,000 difference. So I might prefer Brokey. It's close. Again, they have similar numbers. Cold Zero a little bit more aggressive since Brokey uses the AWP. He's at 0.7, kills per round 0.62, deaths per round, whereas Brokey's at 0.66 and 0.56. So that one's almost a coin flip. Again, I might maybe slightly prefer Brokey for the $1,000 difference. Rain at 6.2 and BMS at 5.4K. So I think a guy like BMS is going to be pretty popular after the last few games. He's been really good. He went 45 and 30 today. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of that game, but when I did get to see it, he looked like a completely different player when I played him. He went 9 and 31 and couldn't get a kill. But yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. I think he'll be decently popular as a value play just because of that recent play. I have interest, right? 51 and 45, 45 and 30. I think he's in play here at that price. Now, if I feel he's going to be really chalky in the slate, then maybe I'll look elsewhere, right? It's a 2-game slate. Take your stand somewhere, right? So Rain at 6.2K. Not my favorite play, but if BMAS is the guy that's going to get all the ownership as a cheap play, maybe I'll just pivot to Rain for a little bit more, right? If I'm going the 3-man FaZe stack, say I'm playing Nico and Brokey, and I want to get one of the cheap guys, and BMS is a guy that I think is going to be a lot more popular because of recent play, then maybe I'll pivot to Rain. So that's really the wrap up there on FaZe. Let's talk about Big now. So the price points look pretty good in these guys, especially Searson at 7.4K. That really stands out to me. He's been looking really good at the AWP. He's got good numbers. The top 3 guys do have really good numbers in this team. Searson, 0.73 kills per round, 0.59 deaths per round. Tabson at 0.74 and 0.65. Then Xantres at 0.75 and 0.64. So yeah, for his price, right, I'm going to prefer Searson all day there at 7.4K. I think he's my favorite play here on Big. Keto is up there at 7.6K. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. He's coming in at actually a negative overall KD. So I'm going to pass there. And Xantres at 6.6K looks pretty good too. I might prefer Xantres to Searson for his price. Either way, I like those two the most. Searson and Xantres for their prices. Now, Tabson's not out of play too at 8.4K. He also has good numbers. He's just, the most expensive of the 3. So, again, it's a 2-game slate. I think the chalky build in the 2-game slate is probably going to be a 3-3 stack. So, stack of 3 with the team you're going to win, another stack of 3 with the team you're going to win. So I think you can use these big guys as one-offs if you wanted to go FaZe, right? So say you wanted to play 2 from FaZe and 1 from Big. I think that's certainly a viable build because of how cheap these guys are, right? Searson, Xantres, as long as Big doesn't get 2-0'd, you could probably see a pretty good game from Searson or Xantres. And if Big win this one, right? If they win 2-0 like they did the last time against FaZe, you could see some enormous scores for their price for Xanter, Searson, right? So I do really like those guys here on big. Tapson as well if you want to go that full 3 big stack. And then let's talk about C9 and Team Liquid. So C9 is a team that it's just going to be lower owned, right? Liquid's going to be the favorites. They're going to be more popular. I'm just a guy that plays C9 almost every single slate because Floppy's a guy that's won me a lot of money, and I kind of just go back to the well there. Now, sure, a couple times recently he's kind of been a letdown, but today he was really good. Again, they're going to be low owned, 8.2K. I think he goes, again, he's going to be probably, 30% owned maybe on the slate. So I still like Floppy a lot. OC for $1,000 less is probably the optimal play for that price point. Again, both Floppy and OC have pretty similar numbers. Floppy at 0.75 and 0.667 as far as kills per round, deaths per round, and then OC at 0.71 and 0.62. OC uses the op again, so maybe he's not as aggressive player as Floppy, where Floppy's, again, usually the one initiating the gunfight, kind of like a Nico, right, holding the power positions on the map. So yeah, Floppy, OC obviously look good there. MOTM and Sonic also look really good if you want to go the C9 route, right? 6.4 for MOTM and 5.6K for Sonic. Those are really cheap price points. Now, on this slate, do you need value, right? There's the highest price guy is 8.8K. So, I think an interesting strategy here for sure, if you want to differentiate yourself, is leave some money on the table, right? Because a guy like MOTM, a guy like Sonic, if you leave like $1,000 on the table and play one of them, I think there's if C9 wins, it always seems like one of those two guys have a really good game. So if you want to go that C9 route, right, I think getting exposure to either MOTM or Sonic in your stack would probably be the preferred way to go. Both have pretty similar numbers. Sonic covering around 1.0 KD, MOTM slightly positive there at 0.69 and 0.67. MOTM, I would say, is a little bit more of the aggressive player, but he's also about $1,000 more. Sonic, again, when they use, Cloud9 does use 2 ops here and there. When they do, Sonic does use it, so that's always a plus. JT's is a cross-up at 5K. No interest there, unless you just want a complete dart throw and just hope he has a really good day. But with him being priced close to Sonic and close to MOTM, I just have no interest there. Now let's talk about the Liquid sets, right? So this is going to be the more popular side for sure. Elige at 8.6K. After that game today, I think he's going to be the most popular play here on Liquid. It's always him and Twist. Twist at 6.8K also looks really good. He didn't have a bad game, but he had some mediocre game today. So I would say Elige and Twist are probably the 2 most popular players. Obviously, Elige looks good at that price, right? If you think Team Liquid win this one, 0.77 kills per round, 0.66 deaths per round. Yeah, he stands out. Twist as well. Those are the 2 I always look to the most on Liquid. Again, those are always the 2 most popular plays. But Twist always seems to be underpriced. 0.69 kills per round, 0.62 deaths per round. Sitting at under 7K, that seems way too cheap. Naf at 7.8K is always kind of in between. And he's usually the guy that, if I'm playing Liquid, I kind of leave out. But he had a good game today. He's sitting at 0.73 kills per round, 0.61 deaths per round. If you wanted to go Liquid stack and you want to get off the chalk, maybe use Naf instead of one of those 2 guys. Or you could just use all 3 if you want to go the full 3-man stack. That's probably the way that I would go. No, we did see Stewie 2K and Nitro, again, have really good games today, but they won easily 2-0. So if you think Liquid win 2-0 easily again in this slate, then yes, get exposure to Stewie 2K. Get exposure to Nitro, right? But the longer this game goes, the less likely they're going to have a good game. So if you think this one's competitive, then I don't know if I would get to Stewie 2K or Nitro. Both don't have great numbers, right? Stewie 2K 0.63 kills per round, 0.7 deaths per round. Nitro 0.57 and 0.66. Again, when you build your lineups, especially in a small slate, you got to build with how you think the slate's going to go. So if you think a team wins 2-0 and easily, get the 3-man stack there. If you think both games are competitive, right? If you think both games on this slate are competitive, then I think you can get a mix and match of players from all the teams. So all in all, I think that the chalkiest plays today for Saturday's slate are going to be, I would say, Elige and Twist, Nico, and then probably Searson or Xantres. I think are going to be the most popular plays. Yeah, how am I going to attack this slate? Again, I wouldn't recommend playing cash games in the slate, so I'm more talking about GPPs and how I'm going to get different. I think I'm probably going to go with the phase stack. I might use big as a one-off. Again, the prices on those guys like Searson and Xantras and Tabson look pretty good. So maybe I'll go 2 phase, one of the big, and then the C9 Team Liquid game. I'll probably go C9. Maybe I'll use a one-off in Team Liquid. But that's probably the way that I'm going to go. Again, I haven't really messed around too much with roster construction because it's early. But yeah, again, in a GPP format, if you're in that one of those big tournaments and you want to go for the takedown by yourself, you're going to have to get different somewhere. So whether that be play someone cheap in the captain spot, or leave $1,000 on the table, leave $2,000 on the table, right? It's like if you go a big stack, right, with Tabson, Searson, Xantras, you're going to have money left over. So either way, you're going to be pretty unique. So I wouldn't just like jam everyone else in the top that you can, because that's what most people are probably going to do. Again, maybe go the big stack and stack C9 or Liquid and leave some money on the table, right? But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content so far, I really appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Again, guys, hitting the notification bell does really help me out to continue to grow this YouTube channel. Again, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, 5-star review, would really appreciate that. But thanks again for everyone to come and check the video. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I will see you all in the next one.